searching some new dirt here. Actually old dirt, but new dirt for the year. We're out here in southern Illinois, right on the Kentucky border. What I want to do is I want to do something a little different. I want to kind of everywhere I'm setting, I'm going to show the location. And I'm going to show you the location before I even set it. And we're going to be here for about 6 days, about 6 nights. And I want to show you each location. I want to talk about the locations. And I want to go over why I'm setting there and kind of what sets I'm going to put in. And give reasons why. I get a tremendous amount of questions a lot of time. I get a lot of questions on where do I set. I mean, that's half the emails that I get are where do I put my traps, and I'm going to show probably at least 15 to 20 different locations. We are not going to get through them all today, I guarantee you that. But over the next couple days we'll probably do 2 different videos to show you these locations and the type of set that I'm going to put in. I'll show you maybe a set or 2, maybe 1 dirt hole, 1 walkthrough or something. And then we're going to hopefully have some critters to show you to see exactly the location before and then after the catch and the set, before and after the catch, and really try and get more in depth. So anybody out there, whether you're just starting out or whether you're a seasoned veteran, hopefully you can pick up something that'll help you be more successful while you're out there. I mean, I learn things every day. I'm 50-something years old, been traveling since I was about the age of 7, and I learn something new every day. It doesn't matter. We all can get better, and that's what we're going to try and do in this video. We're going to show the locations, talk about a few sets that we're going to put in, and then over time this week and moving into next week, I'm going to try and get daily videos up that are going to show you the results and the fruits of our labor. Well, here's our first location. It's basically, it's not much to it, and anywhere in the Northeast especially, this looks a lot like Pennsylvania where I'm at, and you'll see here just an old logging road. That's all that is. And as it comes up through, you can see it branches off a little bit right here and goes out through the woods there. We're going to put 2 sets here. There's actually a county road right there, and it goes over into a bottom over there. But this is a location that's been good to us before in the past, and a lot of these locations, this is the 3rd or 4th year I've been here, so these locations have been somewhat vetted by me. You're getting the locations in this video and the next where I've actually caught animals pretty much every year, and it's just because this is the animal highways. But that comes up out of that bottom, and I caught a coyote down there about halfway a year or 2 ago, and last year I caught a gray fox right there that I let go. I had a gray fox right there on that little road that cuts out through into those pines. But this is just a little patch of woods separated by, as I said, that county road's over there, and about 500 yards is one of the main highways through southern Illinois. So, but we're gonna put right here, as I look around this area, where do you put your set? Maybe some people want to get tight in there because of that log, and I'm not going to put it there. I don't like a tight set. I'm probably just going to use that area right there. That little stick might be my backing. I'll probably go maybe even between those sticks and move that stick out of the way and use that big one as my backing, and I'm going to put a dirt hole right there. And then I'm going to walk down about probably 50 yards, And there's a little bit that cuts into the left. You can see right at the end there where it cuts a little left. I'm going to put another dirt hole right there. So I'm going to only put 2 sets here. There's not a lot of area to put sets, but this is a location that you're going to see anywhere across the country. And having 2 sets here, if something comes through, we'll catch them. But as I said, find these areas, old logging roads. It's no different than us. We're not going to drive our vehicles through the woods when we have a county road out here. We're going to go down the county road. Well, if they're not specifically hunting at that particular time, which they're not when they're on this road, there's a bottom down here where they'll hunt. They'll come up this road, work across, and hunt that other bottom. So this is just more or less a travel way, and I'm trying to get them while they're moving through. So, but we'll put one down there about 50 yards to the left, and then we're going to put a dirt hole right here by that tree right there. Well, here's another location. As you can see here, we have a field. This lane goes out into a field. It's a food plot for a deer hunting operation, but he doesn't want me in the field because there are some guys that are going to be hunting. So we're moving up the lane, and I don't know if you recognize this spot. It actually looks a lot different than it did last year, but we'll make a spot. This is where I caught that big bobcat. That bobcat probably, I wish I'd have been able to weigh it. It probably was about 40 pounds. But it's right on this path right here. And that path extends up along. And we're gonna set probably 4 sets along here because this is gonna be used as a travel way from these fields to these real thick thickets where they're gonna hunt for rabbits and different small game animals in there. But we're gonna put a set right here, and as we move up through here, I'll show you the other different locations. But the reason I like this is it's going to be used as a travel way for all the predators. It doesn't matter if it's a coyote, a bobcat, fox. They're going to use this as a corridor to hunt both sides of this road, looking for small game, looking for something to eat, and also as a travel way to get to another ridge or whatever, because up over the back here, it does go down and then up another ridge. So just an awesome location. We've had success here. I caught that bobcat right here. The next place we go, which is up here about maybe 150 yards, I had a coyote. So I know they use this, and you know, anytime you can find a thick area like this that is thick on both sides, and it doesn't even need to be a big 2-track like this. It can be you know, just a 4-wheeler trail, a game trail, anything. When you have this type of cover on both sides, that's going to be an animal thoroughfare. They're going to work up through here. And you know, we were in here, I think we set this later in the week last week. I think we were here 4 nights. I had a digger, I had the bobcat, and I had a coyote. So we're gonna get these in here, and that set's gonna go right here, right off of that pine tree, up about 10 feet. I'm gonna put it in right there. Well, we're up the road about 100 yards around the turn. You may recognize this. This is that pine tree. I had that real young coyote that we had on the show this year, right under that pine tree. So I'm not going to go in under that pine tree because it's a little weedier this year, but we're going to put the set right there. But as you can see, it's this lane again. Still have all of this thick stuff around. And this is the turn on the road. And that set I just put in is about at the end of the camera around that little bend. So we're about 100 yards up where we come up around this turn, and there's that pine tree where I caught that young coyote last year. So we're gonna put our set right here and find a nice place to try and catch another coyote. Now, this location's really good because there's a game trail that comes out on this corner right here. So we have, and the prevailing wind goes away from the camera here. That's why I have the trap up here and not down a little bit. So the prevailing wind is from the camera. The trail comes up out of this bottom through these stick pines, comes out into the road there. They can either go left or right. If they go left, they're going to work into my set right here. If they go right and go down there 100 yards, they're going to work into that set. But this is just a great area. And as I said, we vetted this, so I know the traffic's here. I'm a little fired up. It is going to get warm this week. It's going to be below freezing tonight, and tomorrow's going to be right about freezing. So I think the first 2 nights are going to be the 2 best nights, because it's going to be 50, pushing 60 degrees and 40s at night. And that's not the best coyote weather, but we're going to do this on a daily basis to show you my trap line here. I wanted to do this, and you can actually see another game trail right there as I'm talking to you, right out through there, which actually goes from the bottom right into my set. So, but this is a great location, and you can find these anywhere. Find thick areas, find the game trails, the coyotes, the bobcats, the foxes. They're going to be running those trails the same as the deer, but this is just really a nice, I call it like a funnel. This 2-track funnels these critters in to various areas. They're going to take a little break, run down the road, run up the road, and at that point they run right into your sets. So we'll get one in here and hopefully have something to show you in the future. Well, now we're up a little ways, probably about 200 yards from where I just put that one in down there under that pine tree where we caught that young coyote last year. And where we are, you can see here where the 2-track actually comes out into a field now. You can see that it's thick all the way around, but it does come out into this little field. And I have 2 dirt holes in down there on the 2-track, and actually this situation right here looks like a good spot for a walkthrough. Actually the wind is blowing away from the camera a little bit to the right, so I'm probably going to put the walkthrough right there between those 2. You know, it's not a path, but it's just off the 2-track, and I'll put that there. I'm actually going to film this for you. Everybody out there has seen 1,000 different dirt holes made, and I'm going to show you how I do my walkthrough though. But a really great situation, location, same thing as the last 2 sets. You can see the game trail coming out right there. Actually, that game trail comes out. I'm going to want my set on the right side of that, so I'm actually not going to put that walkthrough there now, because that game trail comes out there, and I don't want a coyote or something coming out that trail and turning left and not smelling my set. So we're going to look for a place up here for a walkthrough. But I definitely want it on the right side of the road now. I think that looks pretty good right there. I think we're going to do the walkthrough right there. We'll use that little backing right there, and then make our holes over there and do our walkthrough right there. But as you can see, great location. Still going to stay on this 2-track. There's really no need to go out in that field anywhere. Anything that comes up and works that field, we're here for 5-6 nights. If they're in that field 50 yards away, they're going to at some point in 5 or 6 nights come by here. So we're going to put that in there. I'm actually going to film it and show you how we put that in, but just another location within the location. All right, we're going to put that walkthrough right here. We're going to use this on one side and this on another. As I get older, I get a little smarter. Normally, when I was younger, I would take a hammer or something and dig out this bed with a 2-pound hammer or a 3-pound hammer. And as I get older, I'm getting smarter and wiser when it comes to digging these beds. All you do is go around 4 places, and that whole thing pops out just like that. And now I got my whole bed right there. And that's going to be where I pound a stake right down in the middle of the bed and bed the trap. It's going to fit in there perfectly for this walkthrough. I'm actually going to tear these weeds out right here just to give them a little more reason to run in there. But we're going to have this right here. This is going to be the walkthrough, and you'll see how easy it is to put these in. And I do 3 holes. I usually do 1 on the side that I think they're going to be on, and then 2 on the back side, and you'll see how I do it. But those different sets, and you could do 4 holes, 2 holes, 5 holes, it doesn't matter. I do 3 holes, 2 and 1. But what that does is it's 3 different scents, and you know, just logically thinking, if they don't like one scent and they're attracted to another, but you're going to pique their curiosity with this set to where they stand around and they're not really digging a hole or looking to get in a dirt hole. It's more of just a pass through where, you know, you're hoping to get them. You catch a lot of by back foot a lot of times in this set because they actually get through and then step on the trap with their back foot. But it's a great set that can work for you. And I'm actually, as I get older, I'm putting a lot more of these in just because they're easy. I don't have to dig a dirt hole. You just make a bed, pound the trap in, a couple punch holes, and you're down the road. So we're gonna put that in here, and you know, you don't know. Any critter coming up and down through here is gonna notice that, smell it. Wind blows this way right here. Across the field and across this 2-track. So we'll get this in and you'll see how easy it is to put in. We're gonna throw this in here, stake her down. I'm driving that stake right down in to the middle of the bed, right there. Got that, set it. Using the Duke 550, as always, exclusively. You can hear that night latch, perfect. That's good. Get a little bit of wax sand in there. Picked up my wax sand from my buddy John Wilkinson in Pennsylvania. He had a bunch at the PA convention last year. I think I bought about a ton off of them. But in these winter conditions, you definitely want to have that wax sand. I'm going to take a little bit of this dirt here, pack that in the edges there. Pack that in the edges there. Take another chunk here. Pack that in the edges there and over here. This is the main thing. Get that trap bedded properly so when they do come in here and start prancing around, there's no wiggle, no wobble in that trap. That's in there sturdy. That's not moving anywhere. And that's exactly what you want. But on top of that, it's exactly what you need to be a successful predator trapper. Just gonna break a little bit of this dirt up. I'm gonna use that since it's not gonna get too cold. Now, if it was gonna get down into the 20s consistently, or even in the teens, I would probably not use any dirt. I would just use only wax sand. But I mix the wax sand and the wax dirt in to bed this trap. And that's really all there is to it. Now, I don't want any of that dirt here, so those clumps are gonna go. I want this to look natural, so any dirt that's here, we want to get out. I'm gonna find my pan, and then I'm just gonna level that out. And then we're gonna just do that, blend it in. It's not even noticeable. And now that set's ready to go. There's nothing that looks too out of place. We are on a 2-track. It maybe looks like where somebody spun their tire. There's no scent as far as a dirt hole per se. We're just gonna put a punch hole now right here on the back side or the front side. And I'm just gonna wallow that out. Then we go here, wallow that out, and then we go here and wallow that out. Now, it's almost like a triangle. So I have one here, and one here. So it's like a triangle. And we're gonna put 3 different scents in there. This is our Territory, which is a really potent scent. And we're gonna get some of that. Territory goes down in that hole. So that's one. We are gonna put our Mountain Man, just a little bit. Not a lot, not like you're filling a dirt hole or anything, just a little bit of bait. Jam that down in that hole. So we do have a food source. Basically what I like is 1 food source in any 3 of the holes, and then 2 of the other scents. So we have Territory, Mountain Man, and we're gonna take our Coyote Plus and put that in that hole. So now, when that critter comes down through, or up through, no matter where he's coming from, he's gonna be coming, he's gonna smell this, because the prevailing wind goes this way, and he's gonna come in, and it's almost, you're putting a place there for him to walk through, maybe lift his leg, urinate, stick around, prance around, and he's gonna find your trap. But coming down, coming up, perfect set. And that's all there is to making a walkthrough. 3 punch holes is what I do. You could do 1 on each side. You could do 5. You could do whatever you want. That's what's cool about trapping. Trapping is one of those things. I mean, if you looked online anytime, you'd think it was rocket science, and it's not rocket science. You have one job out here as a trapper: catch the animal, and it's not hard. You find where they're at. That's the number one, first and foremost thing. You can't catch them if they aren't there. So if they're there, what do you do to catch them? You bed your trap properly, and you put something in a hole or 3 holes or whatever to get their attention to come in and work the set. And that's really all there is to it. We're using our baits. Yeah, we'd love for you to buy our baits. We have really good success with them, but it doesn't matter. If you like this guy and you want to support him, buy his baits. If you like this bait, buy that bait. It doesn't matter what you put. I really think a human, you as a trapper, could actually urinate here and still catch animals. You're just piquing their interest, and once you pique their interest, where do they go? They come to you, put their foot down where your trap is, and if it's bedded properly, you're going to be successful. So I'm excited to come back in here tomorrow. Hopefully we can show you something, show you that it actually works, but I can guarantee it works. We'll head on down the road and put another one in. This is the end of the 2-track right here. And as you can see, it comes out into a food plot. And the food plot's really, I mean, it's maybe an acre. That's about it. About an acre. Not much to it. But it's up on top here. Those coyotes are gonna come up through here. And as I said, the prevailing wind goes that direction right there. So we're gonna put our set right here. And that way, anything that's working this field and decides to work down through here, they're gonna hit that set right there. And if they do get by it, they're gonna smell it right there and then come back in. And over here, right across, I actually parked the truck in front of the damn trail. You can see, look at this game trail right here. Look at that. Look at that, they got that beat down. Now that's mostly deer coming up out of that bottom to feed in that food plot, but man, you can't tell me a coyote ain't coming through there. Anywhere right through there to put a cable restraint or a snare. How perfect is that? But ultimately, great location. We're gonna put our fourth one in right here, and we'll have 4 up on this top, and got another location to show you when we leave here. That's a really good spot. But find these type of areas right on top. Anything working down in each bottom is going to come up over this top, especially when it's as thick as it is right here. Those coyotes, bobcats, foxes, they're going to hunt this type of terrain. They're going to be looking for all of the different mice, rabbits, grouse. It doesn't matter. They're going to be running through here. It's just an animal highway, and you put your sets in accordingly, you're going to definitely be successful. I don't know if you could see them on the camera or not, but about 20 whitetails flying down the ridge there. No wonder though, look at that. Talk about a bedding area. That is just unreal. How thick and briary. Great bedding area. Prime reason why there's coyote traffic here. Just a little 2-track comes into this food plot right around the edge here. You can see it's not very big. It's maybe an acre, acre and a half. Last year I put a set right there, and I'm going to put another set there this year, and I have a set over at the corner where a 2-track comes up over there. And basically I caddy corner this field. I put 2 sets in here. I'm on a mission in this field this year. I don't know if that coyote's still around, but I was here. I had to set here about 6 or 7 nights, and it was dug out twice. About right there is where I had it. And the coyote dug it out twice. So I'm kind of on a mission in this field this year. But what a great location. Just this ridge right here goes into a bottom. There are food plots in the bottom, so the coyotes are going to work up and down through here. That's really thick in there too, in that bedding area. Bobcats are going to be in there. There's no doubt that's full of rabbits too. So this 2-track just comes in from the road. The main road's only out there about 200 yards. But going to put one right here on this corner, and going to put one over caddy corner in that corner. And fully expect to, these traps are going to be in the ground 5, 6, 7 days. So I would think that we'd have something come by them in that time frame. But what a beautiful location. And once again, up on top, I like tops. I just think that working out these edgeways, the predators are going to want to have a higher vantage point, and I just love tops, especially when they have cover like this. When they have cover like this, this is a prime location. But we're going to put one in right here, and then go caddy corner and put one in over there. Oh, we just got 6 sets in there. Just put another 2 sets up there that you just saw. We're heading out. It's only a couple hundred yards, but there's a pond over here to the left, and I just can't pass it up. I just can't. We're here trapping coyotes, really concentrating on coyotes here in southern Illinois, right on the Kentucky border. But he does want the nest raiders taken out when we have a chance to get them. And here's a trail, and it's just another situation that if you pay attention, the animal sign's going to tell you where to put your traps. And look at that trail right there. Look at that game trail that comes out off of that bottom. Now, I'm sure there's deer using that, but I guarantee you that nest raiders are using it, because we set this last year and showed you a possum over here, right on that game trail. Look at that game trail right there. That is unreal. It heads out through there down in that bottom. That pond is right there, maybe about 50 yards. So they're gonna go in there, they're gonna work around there looking for whatever, crawfish, some sort of food that they're looking for. And it's just an animal highway, and we're gonna put 2 dog proofs in here, one smack dab on each side of the 2-track, and I fully expect to at the time that we're here to have more than action on one specific night, because that trail's just too good to pass up. So we'll get 2 dog proofs on there, and hopefully come in tomorrow or at least one of the days this week and show you some action. Just an awesome trail though, that comes out across that 2-track and up the little stream bed into the thick brush. Here's another really great location. As you can see here, there's a river down here, and that river bottom goes all along here, and this food plot is right here. Now, those coyotes are going to work down in that river bottom. They're going to come out into this food plot. But here's the perfect situation for me. You can see this 2-track that cuts from the food plot over to another soybean field. And any coyote working down out of that bottom over there, up through, running the edge of the soybean field, is going to cut right through this 2-track. And if you can find, I mean, you're going to find places like this all across the country. You're going to have those little cut throughs, those little edgeways, those things that are going to really enhance your opportunity to catch predators. And it's unbelievable. This is a beautiful piece of property. It's really thick. Now, one thing I'm going to show you at this set, I'm going to put one right here. Probably should put 2, but I want to get a lot of different locations in today. But I'm going to put one right here where this meets the field edge. And on each side of the canine set for coyote, I'm going to put a DP. And the reason I'm going to put that DP in there is if any nest raiders are coming in either direction, I have a chance to catch them in that DP before they ruin my coyote set. But as you can see, just a really nice location. You got that natural barrier, the river down there, about 50, 75 yards. It's going to push all that highway of traffic, animal traffic, up into this field and down into the thick areas. So we'll get this set, and as I said, put the canine set in, and I'm going to put a DP on each side to catch any nest raiders that might be coming through and clog up my canine set before a coyote might get here. Here we are at the other end of that field. As you can see, the food plot's right here. It's got a 2-track that comes out of there, and then I'm on a 2-track right here. And this intersecting point, this is 3-way intersection, and I love a 3-way intersection. So we're gonna put a set right in there, and they have a game camera on that tree right there, and they get pictures of the coyotes coming down off of this top, as well as coming out the 2-track that I'm on right now. So The prevailing wind kind of in my face right now, so that works for anything that's going to be coming down off of here out either of these two roads. But we'll put that set in right there and hopefully come back in here tomorrow and show you something. Well, here we are, just down from where we just put that one in by the food plot. And you can see here where the 2-track kind of splits. And there's a trail that goes out along that side. There's a swamp right there. So you're going to have bobcats, coyotes, foxes, whatever's in the area. They're going to work on both sides of this swamp. And there's a game trail right here that comes out. And it comes across right here. And it works out the 2-track. So we're going to put one right here. I actually like this point right there. We're going to mix it in right there, and any traffic that's coming down off of the river's edge or coming out along the side of that swamp are going to run right by this set. So I'm excited to get that in here, and this is just a really nice piece of property. They were in here deer hunting. They shot a deer earlier today over there, and I know they got it over there. So anybody that's ever shot a deer knows that those coyotes are going to find that gut pile quickly, and they'll be in here running around, and we're going to have some sets. So hopefully we latch into one. But that's a perfect location right there, right on that little triangle where they come out from there and where they come down or are heading that way. So we'll get one in there and see if we can snap into something. Well, here's our 4th set that we put in this area here. Got that there. It comes out off of a 2-track and leads in from that bottom. Here's another one of those great locations for coyote, and I actually caught a bobcat right here last year. Caught a bobcat right on this point. There's a kind of an edgeway right there, comes over to here, and then it goes down in to a big food plot. And those coyotes, bobcats, they're gonna work up this draw, getting up into these thicker areas, and it's just a fantastic location. As you can hear, there might not be any traffic here tonight. You always love going into an area and gonna put 3 or 4 coyote sets in, and not even 500 yards away, they're over there. That was about $50 worth of bullets right there this day and age, but they're over there having some fun. But you know what, we're gonna put them in the ground. They're gonna be in the ground, and we're gonna be here 6-7 nights, and I fully expect to have some action here. But just as you can see, just a fantastic location for all predators. They're going to come in that thick stuff. They're going to work right up out of that draw, probably up out of that fence row, that hedge row, up that draw, and they're going to work right into this thick stuff. That's probably why I caught the bobcat here last year. I was in there looking for rabbits or mice or whatever. But all in all, we're going to put that trap right here, right on this corner. We'll get him coming up, coming down, or across. So we'll see how we make out. Just put that set over there at that corner. This just is too inviting for me to go anywhere but right here where this trail comes out from that corner. I have no doubt that coyotes are using that trail. Just no doubt. You know, in here hunting around this thick stuff, it's just too good of an area to pass up. I'm gonna put another one right here, right along the edge of this wood line. You know, they're working up out of that bottom. Even if they work up the middle of the draw, they come up in here. I gotta have another one right here. So that'll be set number 2 on this farm. Beautiful, beautiful farm though. Beautiful place. As you can tell, it's just a beautiful day. It's cold. It's only about 33, 34 degrees, but the sun's out and that makes it nice. But just put that one on the corner. We caught a bobcat there last year, And we're gonna put another one right here. Put another one right in here and hopefully come in tomorrow and have a double. We just put those 2 sets up there at the upper side of that field, and this draw comes down, and you might recognize this spot right here. I caught a coyote here last year. Down here, about maybe 50 yards, there's a 2-track that cuts through. And you know, normally you would set the 2-track where it crosses over, but I really like this spot better. And you can see it cuts from that cut cornfield. You could see the open trails and the trails that come out through. And I caught that coyote right here last year. I'm going to make the set in the same exact spot. And that's one thing that I want to make it a point to tell you. When you catch an animal and, you know, you catch a coyote, you catch a bobcat, you catch a fox, it doesn't matter. That is going to catch or have the opportunity to catch any other coyote, bobcat, or fox that comes through that area. They're going to run the same places. They're going to run and hunt the same ground. And when you find a spot and you have sign and you know that it's being used, we caught a coyote here last year. I don't have to look for anywhere else. We caught a bobcat up there at the top end of that field. Don't need to look for anywhere else. That's where the predator traffic is. And I come back this year and I'm going to put the set in the same exact spot where it cuts across into that cut cornfield and comes over to here and goes up that side. So we've got this field covered pretty good. We got 2 at the upper end, 1 on each side of that thick stuff, and 1 right here where it cuts across, and we're gonna put 1 right over there where it cuts across where the corn is. And I fully expect with these traps in the ground, we're gonna have some action. I did a walkthrough right on that trail from that other side. I just like the looks of it. I did a walkthrough, you can see right there. Traps right under a couple of them leaves. We got our trifecta, Mountain Man, Territory, and Madness right there. And that is right on that trail. We will go to the other side. I will put a dirt hole in on the other side. Use your own ingenuity and put your own sets in, and you will be successful. But I like that set. Coming down, smell it, work right in through there, and have them waiting there the next morning. We're gonna put 1 more set in here on this farm. We just put those 4 in over there. Those guys are still, they're probably about $500 on their ammo right now. I don't know, I've probably heard close to at least 1,000 shots in the last 45 minutes as I put these sets in. But you'll see right here, this is a cornfield, cut corn, you got an edge row over there. But the one thing that stands out to me and will stand out to every critter is that stump right there. And that is what I consider eye appeal, and about the best eye appeal there is. You can't tell me that every coyote that runs by here doesn't stop and check that out and mark it. And there's tracks right here. There's old coyote tracks. There's coon tracks. Now that's the one thing I gotta watch, because I'm probably going to have to escape the nest raiders. As you can see, there are tracks right there directly out from where I'm going to put my set. I'm not going to get tight. I'll show you the set when I'm done here. But you can see this is just an awesome, awesome piece of property. Now, I could set on that corner right there, but I actually like this a little better. There's a half a 2-track where the 4x4 is coming across, and I am setting directly on sign with the old coyote track and the coon tracks there. So we're going to put a dirt hole in right here, and that'll be the 5th set on this farm. It's probably only working about maybe 20 acres, but ultimately, if you can find these type of situations on your line, it can be a lone tree out in the middle of a field, it can be this stump, it can be a hay bale, it can be anything. But if it catches your eye, there's a really good chance that it's going to catch a predator's eye as well. And putting a set in there is just going to pay off more often than it's not. So we're going to get this set in here. Going to put that dirt hole right there, and we'll show you the finished product, and hopefully we'll be able to show you a critter or two over the next week. Well, there's one of my old catch circles. You can see from last year the dirt's still up, faintly, but that was a coon right along this pond here, out into a food plot. It's just a awesome location that just comes out of a thick bottom. We're going to put one right here. Obviously, animal traffic coming through. We're going to put it right there, and then you can see how this goes across. There's a little thicket that comes up, and then we're going to put a couple over there right where it comes out into the field. That's just an awesome area. Actually, I don't know if you can see them through the trees over there. There's 3 or 4 deer in the field, so pretty cool. We're going to finish up here today. We've been out all day, as you can tell. We started around daylight and almost dusk. Sun's setting. We'll get 3 more pounded in here. That'll give us I think 22 sets in the ground today. Those 2 nest raiders that we put at that one stream, and 20 canine sets, and about, all in all, probably about 200 miles on the truck. So just to give you an idea of how far we've driven. But we're gonna put the dirt hole right in the middle of that. That's gonna be a good area. So I'll get that in there, show it to you, and move on down the road. Nice dirt hole. Good eye appeal, right on the edge. This pond, cutting through right here, out into this food plot and down over into that side on the game trails. But hopefully that entices one to work it. What a beautiful end of the day. We got 3 deer over there in the edge of the field, out there feeding. We're going to try and catch some of the coyotes, take a little pressure off of them. But you can see how that bottom works up, comes to a point right here over into the corn, and we just made that set over there at that food plot. There's another food plot here, but we're going to put a set probably about right here. Prevailing wind goes down that edge, so we're going to put a set right here and hopefully entice one in. But pretty awesome. 3 deer over there checking us out, finishing up the day right. And we put us another dirt hole right here. But that's the end of the day. We got us, I think, 20 canine sets in. Put about a couple 100 miles on the truck. And, you know, it's one of those things. The first night, you go home and you sit there and you just think, wow, am I going to have something tomorrow? The first night is always awesome when you go to new dirt. You go into new dirt and you just, it reinvigorates the spirit, makes it like Christmas Day every day of the year when you're out there setting some traps. But just an awesome day. And we're gonna put more out tomorrow. We're gonna go check these right at daybreak, the 20. Probably take a couple hours depending on what we have, 3 or 4 hours. And then I have I think 5, 6, 7, 8 more locations that are out about 30 miles away. So we're gonna be putting more in tomorrow, but hopefully we come in here and have one bouncing in that dirt hole.
Handling nest raiders is our specialty, and you can become the steward of your own land with our North American Trapper scent package, which includes our Coonbuster DP bait and magnet trailing scent. Our sweet-scented trailer will draw them in, where our Coonbuster will then take over, and its soaked crawfish essence will entice those nest raiders to work the trap consistently. Look no further than our North American Trapper Combo scent package for all your predation control needs. North American Trapper. Proven products. Proven conservation.